Our front office wants to draft one of the deadliest and most explosive weapons in the entire draft. We are talking about a true nightmare for opposing defenses, an insane speedster who is the missing piece to turn our offense into an unstoppable machine. I'll reveal the name of this phenomenon to you shortly. But the atmosphere in the commander's hallways is boiling. Adam Peters just slammed his hand on the table and made a drastic decision. He activated war mode and absolutely and definitively banned any type of negotiation with our biggest division rivals involving our elite pick. It's an aggressive and relentless stance that changes the entire board, and I'll explain the consequences of this attitude in just a moment. And to really set this ticking time bomb in motion, one of the most powerful and informed voices in the entire NFL has just confirmed that Washington's ultimate plan is to focus on a top-level player to build a true defensive empire. But there's a lethal flaw in this pattern that could turn the team's salvation into the biggest embarrassment of the decade. It's a risk so brutal and well hidden that the mainstream media ignores, and I challenge any fan to predict the size of this trap we're about to step into. And of course, don't forget to leave a like. It's just a click, it's quick, and it's all I ask for. There are only a few hours left before the 2026 NFL Draft, and when it starts on Thursday, Washington will have the opportunity to reinforce the franchise. As a fan who follows every move, I know this pick is absolutely crucial for the future. Washington will have the chance to bolster the franchise with new talent to help get back on track. It's no secret that the Commanders have some considerable needs across the roster. At the moment, Washington has 2 picks within the top 100 of the draft to work with. Trading picks to gain more draft capital is always a possibility Peters may explore. In any case, depending on how the draft unfolds, the Commanders may end up targeting an explosive receiver. Washington does not have a quality backup receiver to play alongside All-Pro Terry McLaurin. Deebo Samuel is still a free agent, but he's unlikely to return at this time. Although the team has high expectations for some players like Jalen Lane and Luke McCaffrey, a talent influx may still be necessary. It remains to be seen whether this pick will come with the 7th overall pick of the Commanders. In any case, General Manager Adam Peters and the front office are focused on an explosive receiver. According to NFL journalist Jordan Schultz, Washington was among more than 20 teams with representatives present at the individual workout of Arizona State star wide receiver Jordan Tyson last week, and a thigh injury prevented Tyson from actively participating in the NFL Combine and Pro Day, so he wanted to demonstrate that he was healthy before the draft. Despite the injury, Tyson's 26 bench press repetitions placed him second in the ranking of wide receivers in Combine history, impressively. He dealt with various physical issues throughout his college career, including torn anterior cruciate ligaments, medial collateral ligaments, and posterior cruciate ligaments, in addition to a broken clavicle that kept him out for long periods. When Tyson is on the field, it's hard to deny what he consistently brings to the game. Over the last 2 seasons at Arizona State, he made 136 receptions for 1,812 yards, accumulating 19 touchdowns in total impressively. He has a series of spectacular receptions in his repertoire that impress scouts. Tyson was selected to the first team All-Big 12 in consecutive seasons, in addition to being chosen for the 3rd team All-America in 2024. The player, at 1.88 m and 90 kilos with his vertical leap, should be selected in the first round of the draft. It is likely that Tyson will still be available when the Commanders make their choice, but they also have other big names in mind, like Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate, and Sonny Styles from Ohio State, Reuben Bain Jr. from Miami, and Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. If Washington opts to do so, Tyson would be a candidate to be traded for a lower draft position. The 2026 NFL Draft kicks off in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on Thursday, April 23rd. It is officially NFL Draft Week, and the Washington Commanders should already have an idea of what they will do with the 7th overall pick, as well as their strategy for days 2 and 3 of the draft. The 7th pick has been the most talked about topic when it comes to the Commanders. One option is to trade down and acquire more draft capital while still getting a solid player. We will only know if Washington will implement this idea when it is their turn to pick. However, we know they will not trade within the NFC East at the 7th pick, since General Manager Adam Peters ruled out that possibility during his pre-draft press conference. Peters seemed quite convinced that they would never trade with teams like the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, or the New York Giants when they had a pick in the top 10. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't do it at some point during the draft. The NFC East appears as unpredictable as it has been in recent seasons. The Eagles do not seem to be the unstoppable force we were used to seeing. With cracks appearing and what looks like the impending trade of A.J. Brown on the horizon, the Giants are looking to develop young quarterback Jackson Dart's talent with a new coaching staff, led by John Harbaugh, but they have also just traded their top defensive line player, Dexter Lawrence II, to the Cincinnati Bengals in exchange for a 2nd pick in the top 10 of the 2026 draft. The Cowboys look like a team capable of competing with the Commanders to dethrone the Eagles, but despite having one of the most electrifying offenses in the NFL, They need to show that they are focused on improving the defense. The Commanders nearly managed to eliminate the Eagles just 2 seasons ago when they reached the NFC final but ended up losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now they will have a great chance to repeat that feat. However, this will not happen without the possibility of negotiating with any team in the division, even if it means bolstering the roster and making them more competitive in the NFC East and throughout the NFL. The Washington Commanders are in the final stages of preparation for the 2026 NFL Draft. This will be a crucial period for the franchise as Washington seeks to strengthen the roster and recover from a season to completely forget. There is no right way, as there are several needs that the Commanders could address. General Manager Adam Peters and head coach Dan Quinn cannot afford to make the wrong decision. After a preseason of changes and reinforcements, Washington may choose to prioritize defense, with their pick in the top 10. An NFL expert would not be surprised if the Commanders prioritize defense in the draft. Ian Rappaport from NFL Network expects the Commanders to seek a player to build the defense around him. The franchise needs a rising star who can make an immediate impact right in his debut season. The Commanders' defense last year was not what we expected. We ended up making a series of changes to the coaching staff, Rappaport said confidently. Now, for Dan Quinn and his defensive unit, the situation becomes incredibly important. It wouldn't surprise me if the Commanders said, "Whoever is the best available defensive player, let's sign him." Rappaport identified some names to keep an eye on, including the Ohio State duo, safety Caleb Downs and linebacker Sonny Styles, along with Miami's Reuben Bain Jr. Some potential options for the 7th pick are Caleb Downs, a really good safety from Ohio State. People talk about his profile as if it's something incredible, Rappaport said enthusiastically. I would also mention Sonny Styles, a linebacker who plays off the line of scrimmage, a big and agile guy, also from Ohio State. Another player that people love, with an exceptional playing style. As they are looking for a new pillar for the defense, it's safe to assume that both are being considered. And then there's Reuben Bain, the defensive end from Miami. He will likely still be available. His short arms have generated a lot of discussion, but he is a big, strong, burly, and physical football player, Rappaport added. Will the Commanders select him after bolstering the edge position so much in free agency? They will have plenty of options in a really strong draft class. Adam Peters has an impressive track record of draft picks, with great steals and some busts that need to be analyzed. Having served as vice president of personnel and assistant general manager for the San Francisco 49ers for nearly 7 years, Adam Peters finally had the opportunity to become general manager when Josh Harris, managing partner of the Washington Commanders, hired him. After a season of 4 wins and 13 losses in 2023, Peters inherited a chaotic situation but quickly transformed the landscape, both on and off the team in significant ways. In his first season as general manager, he helped hire Dan Quinn as head coach and selected Jaden Daniels with the 2nd overall pick in the draft, a major acquisition. Since Daniels ultimately won the Offensive Rookie of the Year award, Peters has only been at the helm of the Commanders for a few years. But with the NFL Draft just days away, we wanted to look at some of his best picks, as well as some of his worst in Washington. Despite Shane Ristel being a 2nd-round pick, he exceeded expectations. He has been a pillar in the Commanders' defense, playing as a top 10 talent and showing great ability to find the ball. Former receiver turned cornerback, Shane Ristel shows evident ball skills and leadership, and his level of play will continue to be crucial for the Commanders to seek to revamp their defense. Peters' biggest bargain so far is Krosky Merritt, also known as Bill. Despite limited usage at Arizona due to eligibility issues in his last college season, Peters took a chance on the running back, and it has proven to be extremely rewarding in just 1 season of work. Krosky Merritt led the team in rushing yards with over 800, and in rushing touchdowns with 8 in his rookie season, demonstrating exceptional ability for clutch plays at a fraction of the cost of a starting veteran or a high draft pick. He is the definition of a true draft steal. It's hard to consider any of these players' failures yet, given Peters' short period with the Commanders. But these guys have not yet made the impact that is expected based on where and why they were selected in the draft. Selecting Christian McCaffrey's younger brother in the NFL Draft seemed like a good idea. But in the 3rd round, young McCaffrey showed potential throughout his 2 seasons with the Commanders, but has yet to establish himself as the versatile weapon the team hoped for, with just 18 receptions for 168 yards in his rookie season, and 11 for 203 yards and 3 touchdowns last season. He has often been overshadowed by veterans and also hampered by injuries, with the signing of 2 new veterans this offseason. In addition to the likely arrival of more reinforcements in free agency or the NFL Draft, McCaffrey's days as a key player in Washington may be numbered. Considered a 2nd-round draft pick, Sinnott was projected to be the next big versatile tight end. But his integration into the Commanders' offense has been, at the very least, slow. Throughout his 2 years with the Commanders, Sinnott has recorded only 16 receptions for 142 yards. and 2 touchdowns in 33 games, being used more as a blocking tight end. And while Zach Ertz took on the responsibility for receptions, although his blocking has improved and become great for Washington, more was expected of him as a second-round pick. Peters remains optimistic about Sinnott, but with the recent acquisition of Chig Okonkwo, it seems that things may remain as they are. Adam Peters' draft history has been impressive overall. He has shown an ability to find talent in later rounds. This is a valuable skill for a general manager. Peters' picks have significantly transformed the Commanders' roster. With Jaden Daniels as quarterback and Sainer still on defense, the team has a solid foundation. Krosky Merritt has been an unexpected addition that has worked perfectly. Peters' busts are also important to analyze. McCaffrey and Sinnott still have time to develop, but expectations were high when they were selected. As a Commanders fan, I'm hopeful that Peters keeps finding talent in the draft. His approach has been smart so far. I hope he continues with this philosophy in 2026. The 2026 draft will be crucial for the future of the Commanders. Peters will have the opportunity to add more talent to the roster. Let's see how he navigates this opportunity. So, fan, after discovering how the Commanders are eyeing Jordan Tyson as one of the most dangerous weapons in the draft, understanding that Adam Peters has completely dismissed trades with NFC East teams, knowing that Ian Rappaport expects the Commanders to prioritize defense, and analyzing Peters' impressive draft pick history, which of these situations makes you most hopeful? Do you believe the Commanders should really invest in a wide receiver like Jordan Tyson? Or would it be smarter to focus on an elite defender like Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles? And more importantly, do you trust that Adam Peters will make the right choices in the draft to maximize the opportunity window with Jaden Daniels? Or are we just delaying the inevitable and need more drastic changes in the organization? Leave your opinion in the comments. I want to know what you think about the future of the Washington Commanders.